I think one of the biggest downsides to these strikes that are going on with actors and writers is the fact that unfortunately that means that in order for the news cycle to continue, somebody has to do the talking, right? Somebody has to do the interviews. Somebody has to come out and speak to the press. And it looks like all of these completely stupid directors are the ones that are unfortunately coming out and talking to people. And that's who the articles are being written about. Now, we have Angel Manuel Soto. Okay, this is a guy who directed Blue Beetle. And this guy is weird, man, because he has an absolute obsession with identity politics, racial politics, and overall virtue signaling. This guy seriously just said this, and I have an article going over it from Bounding Into Comics. It says Angel Manuel Soto doubles down on promoting Blue Beetle with identity politics and questions if it was possible to have a Latino superhero on a Times Square billboard. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, apparently, according to Angel, it was literally impossible to have a Latino superhero on the Times Square billboard until he came along and made Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle is so progressive. Blue Beetle is such a trendsetter. Blue Beetle is so amazing for representation that this is the first example of a Latino being on the billboard in Times Square. I can't, man. These people, they really have this idea that they are the arbiters of just everything. Like they're the ones, they are the reason why the world turns. You get what I'm saying? They're the reason why gravity exists. They're the reason why space exists. They're the reason why Earth is able to support life. Like they think of themselves so unbelievably high, and they really think that they're the first to do all of these things. And it's because they love the idea of being able to say that. They love the idea of being able to have that title, the first whatever. You get what I'm saying? It's so stupid. So let's get into the article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, if you're new here, just consider hitting that subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. So it says Angel Manuel Soto, the director of Blue Beetle, continued to market the film through identity politics by recently questioning if it was possible to have a Latino superhero on the Times Square billboard. What a jackass. What a complete and utter jackass. He makes me very unhappy with my people. Let me tell you, I can't stand him. Speaking with the Wrap, Soto stated, "I'm very happy that finally we're able to see how the whole promotion is being manifested." He then specifically pointed to the film's promotion in Times Square in New York City. Us seeing a Latino superhero of our own in Times Square is something that, if we're to think about it, is that even possible? Now it's happening. Yes, it's possible. Of course it's possible. The only people who don't think it's possible is you. You're the only ones who think that way because you come from a victim mentality. You come from a racial identity politics. This is what you thrive in. You know for a fact that everything you're saying is completely full of shit, but then you do it anyway because not only does it allow you to virtue signal, but you also make a ton of money from doing said virtue signal. You make a ton of money from grifting on victim mentality. That's what you do. It says Soto continued, being able to not only be promoted in areas where our community transmits, but to be able to be up there with other big posters and the big movies just shows you the power that we have and that we can also be the heroes that we know we can be. That was always the case. That was always the case. You're the only one who thinks that was never the case. That's ridiculous. And you choose Blue Beetle? Really? Like, you had the choice to make a Latino superhero something interesting and you chose Blue Beetle. Okay. I understand that this is comic book accurate, but still, like, you chose Blue Beetle as the one to be proud about. Okay, no problem. To no one's surprise, Soto's comments are completely devoid from reality in an attempt to paint the Latino community as some kind of victims who are unable to get advertisements on Times Square billboards. Just how devoid from reality are they? In 2022, Marvel Studios promoted Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and their race replaced Namor with huge billboards in Times Square. Actor Tenoch Huerta even shared the billboards to his Twitter account. Again, look, Latino actor. Oh my God. Wow. It looks like Angel Manuel Soto, you're not the first. And guess what? This man is not the first either, because there's plenty of Latinos on billboards in Times Square. So the fact that you're trying to make this seem like, oh man, Latinos were just never given a fair opportunity. Latinos were just never given the chance to be an actual successful actor on a Times Square billboard. Nope, never happened, never will happen. But now that I'm here, now it's happening. Go rock on, Blue Beetle. It's so fucking sad, man. Outside of superheroes, the Walt Disney Company purchased Times Square billboards in 2020 2021 to promote their West Side Story film, which features the Puerto Rican gang the Sharks, who vie for dominance against the white gang the Jets. One Twitter user back in December 2021 shared an image of the West Side Story promotion on the New York Marriott marquee, which is located in Times Square. This isn't the first time Soto attempted to use identity politics to promote the film. The director confirmed the film features an illegal immigration allegory. I'm not surprised. The outlet Movie Maker detailed before the movie begins, the family has immigrated to America from Mexico, but Jamie Reyes' father, Alberto, doesn't have documentation, so he's under the constant threat of deportation. Though the film doesn't depict as an ICE raid, it does include a scene that echoes one. Movie Maker added Court Industry invades the family's home in a scene that can play as just another dramatic moment in a superhero movie or be taken as symbolic of events that tear apart real families. Soto then confirmed this scene in the film does indeed exist and that it's an allegory for illegal immigration. He told Movie Maker there is a history that exists before an ICE raid, a history that includes traveling miles and danger, working hard, becoming a family, creating memories, and thinking that everything is going to be okay. But all of a sudden, everything that you have fought for, everything you have worked for, everything that you have built is now burning. I needed the depiction to be triggering because it's the experience of many, he continued. Well, you know how you avoid that? You get into the country legally. So that's how you avoid deportation. That's how you avoid living under constant fear. You get into the country legally. But unfortunately, a lot of people like to try to sneak into this country illegally, and then they want to complain like Angel Manuel Soto about deportation and immigration being a problem when they should have just focused on trying to get into the country legally like so many people do. If you want to be a legal citizen, perhaps you should try to actually be a legal citizen. Don't just sneak into the country and pretend like you belong here, because that's just not how this works. And I know you're going to have people like Soto virtue signal and say, oh, that's how it should work. We should have open borders. Everybody and their mother should be able to get into this country and live off of welfare. But no, that's not how it works, man. And you know why Angel Manuel Soto is perfectly fine with this? It's because he's never going to see it. That's the thing. He's never going to experience it. He's never going to see it. And all of these Hollywood elites, they virtue signal to immigration. They're the reasons why it happens. The reason why they're perfectly fine with it is because they won't see it. They live in their mansions. They live in their private estates that's behind gated doors, and they're never going to see illegal immigration affect them, not to the likes of which it affects other people that they're trying to virtue signal to. So it's really stupid at the end of the day, and I just don't like the fact that he's trying to make Latinos look like victims, because we are anything but, and we don't play that virtue signaling nonsense. But Latinos will not eat this up in the slightest. You're going to have a couple of woke ones here and there, but you are far outnumbered in that category. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like this video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.